What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, February 6th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all very much. I hope you had a great weekend. Big full moon energy. Very, very interesting energy. Interesting weekend. Powerful weekend. Powerful energy. Definitely trying to shock us into the value of life that I guess we're supposed to be in. It could feel weird, it could feel unusual, it could feel unexpected, but somehow trying to figure out how to connect to that energy. Where it's still Aquarius season, the sun's at 17 degrees, is separating off the square to Uranus, so there's a little bit of the radicality that is slipping away, maybe finding a little bit more comfort. The moon's finishing up here in Leo, and it's not making too many, harsh aspects. It's really just kind of finishing up that full moon energy in the morning, and it is going to make some interesting quincunxes, starting off the day with Neptune, but then coming over and finishing 28, 29 Leo and making that quincunx over to Pluto in Capricorn as it's getting ready to finish up, which is interesting. And we do start off the day with the moon opposing Saturn for the second to last time, with Saturn in Aquarius before Saturn enters Pisces. So I think we are in this, sort of opposing factor of like, where's the most connected place in life? Having to understand our uniqueness, our individuality, our courage, having to also connect it with other people, having to, create compromise and win-wins. And there was a humbling effect to the last weekend, and Monday kind of gets us back into that energy where we do still have to realize that there's other people in our lives, and that we have to work with people, and we have to understand people, and we have to understand that we're all unique, we're all different, we all have a different value of life, and that it's just kind of shaken up still. But it's okay that things are shaken up, and we need to find the purity in that. And the moon's going to come into Virgo. Of course, it's going to make those weird angles. So that, there's just this like on the edge sort of, where are we going? I don't fully maybe understand yet, but at the same time, I'm seeing things more clearly. And then we come into Virgo with the moon, and it does become, even more humbling in a sense, and maybe does kind of get us back to some kind of a rhythm in life. Hopefully we're finding out what needs to be tidied up for the better connection, the better value, maybe seeing loose ends, putting things back together. It's definitely going to have us, get back into reality, but it's almost like reality is not going to be the same. So it is kind of like finding the new pace, the new step-by-step process to how life's going to go, and it's different, and it could feel very weird. It could still be pretty intense, but I think that's the excitement, though. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, things took place. Life is changing. It's always changing. Now it just feels like it's changing maybe faster than we expected, especially with all the planets now direct and Pluto and Saturn out of shadow and the moon making this final opposition. It's definitely like a big whoa. There's a lot out here. There's a lot that can take place. There's a lot to dedicate to. I have to find the courage within myself in my personal life to make adjustments in the radical reality that we all incarnated into. And it's very interesting. So today brings a little bit of weirdness, but it does kind of come back to the humble place of what's the daily procedure? What's the routine? What can I get in order that fits the radicality of the life and the value that I really want to live? And how do I compromise? And how do I provide a sense of service in this reality? And I think that maybe for many of us, we're realizing that the service we want to provide has to make changes and shifts so that it can be more connected. It can be more, for the collective in many ways. So it's a vibe. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's like a kumbaya Monday, but I think we are kind of consolidating and getting things in order in a way that does bring a sense of purity, that does bring a sense of showing us where we really would like to commit and put our energy and put our effort and put our hearts, and that we do have to work with others. We do have to compromise. It can't just all be what I want, even though that's important to do what you want and to do what makes you happy. But if it's like putting other people down, that's also not helping anybody, and it's not helping yourself either. So we have to find compromise and create win-win situations. And I think that this Monday gives us a good look at that. And we're also seeing Mercury at 23 degrees sextiling over to Neptune. And I think that's beautiful because it is giving us, in our own minds, a way of understanding the big picture, the plan, but it's also helping us to have the compassion and to, you know, kind of put our mind into the shoes of another and to see how we are all connected, to see that, you know, the dreams can become reality. We can look at things abstract, we can look at things outside the box, we can connect differently. There's just a different way of understanding. So I think our consciousness is getting a big upgrade, our analytical mind is getting a big upgrade, and definitely beautiful energy. And the moon will, by the end of today, make a trine to the north node in Taurus and a sextile to the south node in Scorpio. So I think today does kind of, it definitely delivers something spiritual, some spiritual understanding to what you're here to do, what you're here to provide a service for, how to be more humble, how to be more compassionate, how to put yourself in another person's shoes, but how to stay firmly planted and grounded in your shoes and to keep walking the life that you know is right for you. But it's from a more conscious place, whether it's just understanding another or understanding spiritually what you're here to do and what you're, you know, here to put your effort into. I think the plan's really getting set, and Mercury's just a day and a half away from coming out of shadow. So there's so much moving forward here, and Venus is at 13 degrees of Pisces. It's done with the square over to Mars. That was, you know, intense with so much, you know, Uranus, which deals with people, Aquarius people, and then of course the Leo full moon, which is very much ourself. It's very much the very creative aspect of ourself and what we are trying to put forth with our energy and our heart, and realizing that, you know, our hearts are so much stronger when we can find the connection in life, and that when, you know, we can create a compromise and a win-win and see things from a more objective space, but also a more conscious, you know, spiritual understanding of life. It's helpful too. But there's something about having a surrender moment. It's almost like a come to God moment today, and that can be humbling in its own right always, but it provides a sense of purpose and an understanding that maybe we've been lacking, that we had to release a part of our ego with this full moon to get to this beautiful place. And I think today can provide that. It can still feel like there's a little bit of opposition, a little bit of you know, heightened emotions. It can feel a little radical. It can feel like a lot's transforming. There's a, you know, rapid change, but, you know, I think we really find ourselves when we're able to come to that moment with God, the universe, and accept change, and to feel, you know, still courageous and strong throughout the adjustments that have to be made in life. Let's see what the cards are for today. I always drop a card out here. Page of Cups, upright. Having that emotional curiosity, being able to express ourselves is important. I think looking at the bright side of things too, like the more like kind of positive and youthful we can stay, the better. And, you know, change is a beautiful thing, especially when you're, you know, up for it and down, and you're just kind of accepting of where the journey can go and what feeling can come from when you are being honest with your emotions and when you are being truthful with how you're feeling. You know, you can come to compromise, and, you know, maybe also it's about listening to another person's emotional truth and coming to an understanding of why maybe they feel a way, instead of just your way, your way, your way. It's like, let's have some good conversation, some good banter around the emotions being felt, because the emotions are heightened. And the Emperor reversed. Just because we're compromising does not mean that we're giving our power away. You know, life is about compromise. Life is about being able to understand others. We would be nothing without others. We would be nothing without people. It's such an important factor. That's why Aquarius is a fixed sign. We're in Aquarius. We have to understand that we're all so, you know, together. We're all so unique. We're all so different, but that is what makes us all so common at the same time. And we have to, you know, understand how unique and weird everybody else is. And by understanding that about yourself and feeling courageous and comfortable there, you're not out of your power. You know yourself and you know who you are. But understanding, you know, where someone else is at too, I think is very important. So we're coming to this moment today where it's okay to be vulnerable and to be expressive, and it's not taking you out of your power. It's actually empowering the connection with others. And the Two of Wands, upright. I think there's a lot, you know, I think choice is important right now. There's a lot out on the horizon. There's a lot to experience. And there's a whole new reality, a whole new world out there that's just ready to get defined by you. And it's about being able to define the passion and the direction within yourself. And you'll see the world open up in ways that you probably never could have imagined. And yes, there's a dualistic vibe today, big time. We live in a dualistic reality. Just have compassion, be open, but stay in your heart, stay in the reality that's pure to you, make the adjustments necessary to have that and to have some peace in life. And I think you'll find it. It's almost like we find peace today through seeing things exactly as they are, analyzing our emotions and our truth, and then practically changing that, and then giving it up to something bigger and saying, all right, take the wheel, God. I'm ready to go. I feel this is what's right, and I've looked at things objectively, and I've come to the conclusion from all angles that I am not being just overly pushy or my way, that I am seeing things from all angles, but I also know what's mine, but I understand what isn't. I understand that that other side isn't wrong in its way of thinking either. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.